Well, the fragile ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas continues to hold, even as both sides are accusing the others of interfering in the process. Now, yesterday, Hamas turned over 4 more of 28 deceased Israeli hostages. That return happened only after Israel, though, threatened to reduce aid to the region. Now, just about half that aid was agreed to in the first phase of the ceasefire agreement. It is currently flowing into Gaza. But despite that tension, news of the peace deal continues to be celebrated. And for those whose loved ones were taken hostage, their grief and trauma is ongoing, especially for those who learned that their relatives had died. Well, that includes Rutie Mizrahi from Vancouver. Rutie Mizrahi from Vancouver, and she joins us in studio now. Hi to you.
Hi, good morning.
Thank you for being here. Tell us what happened to your family.
So on October 7th, early morning, the terrorists from Gaza went into kibbutz Nir Oz, that my aunt and uncle were the one who built it, and they were kidnapped straight from bed and were taken into Gaza separately. My uncle Oded was holding the door, and he was shot in his hands. My aunt Yorke, she was in her nightgown, so they wrapped her in a carpet and thrown her on a motorcycle and drove her into Gaza. She was returned to us 17 days after, but my uncle Oded he survived the attack, but he was murdered later. We're not sure exactly when. And his body was returned to us on February last year.
In February of last year?
No, this year.
Okay. How is your aunt doing?
She say to everybody who asked her, she said, you see, physically I'm fine.
Yeah.
But mentally, emotionally, I'm still in the tunnel. She's not the same person. Like she's a kind of person that was always very positive, always smiling. And the last time she smiled, like the first time I think, was when they declared that the hostages are coming home. Right. Somebody actually posted a photo of her smiling and with saying like, it's been 2 years since we were waiting to see this smile.
Right.
So I haven't talked to her in the last few days, so hopefully she's like everybody else who came back. They're all saying one thing. They say we cannot start our healing process until everybody is home.
Right.
So hopefully it will happen soon.
And I can't imagine what it was like for her and for you and the rest of your family to be wondering what had happened to your uncle. I mean, for all of that time.
It's very hard, of course. At the beginning, we didn't know what happened to any of them. Until we found out that they both in Gaza, because they found the cell phone was taken to Gaza. Yeah, we didn't know until last minute. Like I personally believed until the last moment that he will come back alive. Yeah. But the odds were always against it. He was 83, 84. At the time, he wasn't a healthy person. So it was very hard, yeah.
Do you know what happened to other people living on the kibbutz?
Yeah, actually, Nir Oz was the kibbutz, I think, that got hurt the most. Mm-hmm. About 25% of the people there were either murdered or kept hostages, which not all of them came back alive. there were few, people that, I don't remember the exact number, but that were killed there. And the kibbutz, just now they start talking about and starting actually to rebuild.
Right.
I was there in August. It's just everything is burned, everything is ruined, everything is black, it's very hard to see.
I can imagine. This peace deal or ceasefire or whatever it's being called, depending on who you speak with, is this comes obviously too late for your uncle. But how are you feeling now that hostages are being released?
It's a huge relief to see them home, and I was crying when but at the same time, it's also hard because so many are still there that they were supposed to be returned a few days ago, and they didn't. So far, they returned 7 bodies. There's supposed to be 8, but one of the bodies yesterday is not.
It turned out not to be a hostage.
Yeah. And it's happened before with Shiri Bibas too.
Yes.
She was returned with my uncle, and then they found out it wasn't her. But that was the same time. So, it was supposed to happen a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy to see them home.
Rutie, what have the past 2 years been like for you?
A hell, really. Every day since October 7th, it was so hard. It's not only my personal people, like my aunt and uncle. I knew quite a few people that were in Gaza and that they were, mostly for my aunt and uncle generation, because I half grew up in this kibbutz, so I remember them for so many years, and I know many of their children that are around my age. It's not only the worrying about, what's going on with them, when are they going to come back. It was just not understanding why, and how can something like this can actually happen. And other than this kibbutz Nir Oz, it's basically like a nation tragedy. I don't think there is even one person that wasn't touched by this. And other than this, we lost a good friends and neighbors here in Vancouver, son, Ben Mizrahi, that literally grew up with my children around the corner, same school. And he was very touched, close to us. And the whole story of the Nova Festival, and it's been really hard. And I'm still not out of it, basically,
You have mentioned earlier that people are, are ill-informed about this whole situation that's taken place, and don't know what Israeli people have been thinking about this. What would you like people to know?
I think the most important thing to remember is that before October 7, there was a peace, not really peace, but it was, we used to get bombing by the Hamas from Gaza every once in a while, but people forget why the whole situation happened. And this war, it was all started after October 7th of 2023 because Israel withdrew from Gaza in 2005. And it's really important to remember that, because if it wasn't for this massacre, horrible massacre that happened, I don't think we'll get even closer to this. There wouldn't be a reason for this war. And of course, the other side knew that it's going to happen. And they didn't really care. They don't care now even about their own people. And it's a shame, because I think everybody have the right to live in quiet and peaceful environment. So it's important for me to remind people why it's happened.
And what is your hope when you look forward?
Before October 7th, I really believed in the peace idea, I'm not sure about it. Like, I wish it will happen. I just want everybody to live in peace and security and sense of safety. I think people lost it, including me, by the way. I live in Canada, way like the other side of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I moved here in the beginning of '98. Always felt like home. I felt safe. But now it's different. Mm-hmm. I think many of the, not even Israeli, just Jewish community don't feel safe now because what happened everywhere around us.
Yes.
And I really want to see it stop.
Rutie, it's so good to hear you this morning. Thank you for coming in and taking the time with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And best of luck to you.
Thank you.
That is Rutie Mizrahi, who is a Vancouver resident. Her uncle died in captivity after being taken hostage by Hamas. Her aunt was also taken hostage by Hamas, but survived.